Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm MrRedClaw. Welcome back to an episode of Formula 1 2020 My Team Career, this time for the French Grand Prix. Before we get into it, why not hit down below, like and subscribe, because it does help out a lot. And let's get right into qualifying for the French Grand Prix. So here I am out for my flying lap, and my only flying lap around Circuit Paul Ricard. Why is that? Well, I accidentally clicked to replace my engine. Luckily, it's not going to give me any penalties, but it did take 12 minutes. So basically, I only have one run, and I need to, well, basically place as high as possible in order to get as much points as possible during the race. Yeah, I accidentally clicked like the change engine button in the menu, and I accidentally accepted it. Luckily, actually, it gave me enough time. It said that it would only take 12 minutes, and it could actually take 16, and pretty sure this session is like 16 minutes, or even like 17, something like that, which means I would have had even less time. But luckily, I at least have time for one more, for at least one flying lap. But I basically didn't have the car ready. I have too much fuel in the car. I normally change like the front wing setting, and of course like the front brake brace, the differential, after my first two runs in qualifying. But for this time, this was my first run, so as you can see, just understeering everywhere. It just basically wasn't a good run. The first sector was purple, but then I messed it up in the second sector, in the run up to the chicane in the middle of the straight, and I crossed the line. Last sector wasn't really too good as well. What is it going to be? Only P11, and I definitely knew if I wouldn't have messed up that middle sector, it definitely would have been in the top 8, definitely. But actually, Daniel Kvyat with the pole, 5 milliseconds from Lewis Hamilton, my teammate, and Lando Norris takes the top. Well, finishes off the top 3. Let's see what we can do at this race.
Welcome along then to France, host of the world famous Tour de France. But we're not talking 2 wheels today, we're talking 4, in a country widely thought of as giving birth to the art of motor racing back in the late 1800s. We've come a long way since then, and you're about to find out how far. It's time for the French Grand Prix. Mastering a lap of Paul Ricard means getting to know 15 corners, 6 left and 9 right, for an overall lap distance of 3.6 miles. The two halves of the long Mistral straight are separated by a heavy braking zone into a potential overtaking hotspot at the chicane Nord. And watch out for the drivers running onto the distinctive coloured stripes, which are low in grip and highly abrasive. With me today, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk briefly about Esteban Ocon. As ever, the threat of unreliability is never far away, and indeed they'll be starting out of position today due to a power unit component change. So it's going to be a difficult task to move forward from there.
Everyone has to deal with penalties or reliability issues from time to time throughout their career. You just have to suck up the pain and get on with the job at hand. Today isn't about performing a miracle to put the car back where it should be. It's about effective damage limitation.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Daniel Kvyat had a cracking day yesterday and will lead us off from pole position. And it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Leclerc, Nobuharu Matsushita, and Verstappen, Vettel, Perez, Gasly, and Red, Aitken, Ricciardo, Carlos Sainz, and Stroll, Grosjean, Russell, Alexander Albon, and Esteban Ocon. De Vries, King, Latifi, and Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
So here we are lined up in P10. I'm pretty sure Esteban Ocon got a time penalty, which means that we are starting P10 instead of P11, which is going to help us, I guess, a little bit as we get going for the French Grand Prix. Not really the best of starts, but not the worst, as we try go around the outside, and contact over there, nearly gets spun around by Gasly over there, but I'm pretty sure it was actually Carlos Sainz who went into the side of him and caused that kind of mini crash over there. Luckily, we are still in the race, but as you're going to see, well, I don't think you're going to see, but I do have front wing damage, and through this corner you're going to see how much that is going to kind of hurt me. So as you can see over there, I need to pit in for a new front wing, and of course I'm going to go with the hard tyres just in case. I don't think the mediums are going to do too well right up until the end. Not too sure, I just went for the hards. As you can see, Sainz behind me is going for the mediums, but I guess we're going to see which tyre fares better for the race. As you can see over there, Carlos Sainz had to get the front wing replaced as well, because I'm pretty sure he is the one that started all of that kind of contact down into turn 1 of lap 1 over there. As we get going, P21, 22 seconds up to P20. So we're going to have to fight back, definitely fight back quite a lot to get up to the points, as on lap 3, Lewis Hamilton, our teammate who's actually leading the race, is out. As you can see over there from the McLaren, some sort of engine issue as he pulls to one side, lets everyone pass, and he is out of the race. Now that is absolutely huge for us, which means that he's not going to be able to catch up to us even if we don't get any points in this race, which is definitely going to be quite a challenge to get back to P10 on a 25% race. Maybe if this was a 50% race, as we are fighting Stroll over here as he gets out of the pits on lap 7. We get past him now down the long straight, down the inside of Daniel Ricciardo over here. Absolutely perfect overtake over there, no contact, and we are ready to get going in P15. So we're getting quite close, 5 points, but I'm pretty sure there isn't too many more people that need to make pit stops in front of us. So yep, those are the last 3 over there. So up to P12. And as you can see on lap 9, Ricciardo actually overtook me, so I need to get past back him. Luckily, he didn't overtake me just before this DRS, so that means I'm going to be able to get DRS down the straight over here, which means, of course, we're going to be able to get past him just about. As you can see, dive down the inside, nearly making contact, but just about staying out, and getting that P12 back again. So I'm not really sure if the hard tyres were the correct tyres of choice for this race. You can see lap 12 catching up Taken and Grosjean, who started fighting quite a lot for the last points paying position, of course, P10. It was Aitken in front before, now it's Grosjean. Let's see if we can catch up to him, maybe overtake both of them. I guess we're going to see as we are on lap 13 over here, right behind Aitken. Of course, he had DRS down the straight as well, so it was kind of even, even for both of us down that straight, as both of us had DRS, of course, and DRS to use to get going as fast as possible and across the line in a P12 from P10. It definitely could have been a way better race.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
It was a magnificent race and a drive right out of the top draw to take the win for Red Bull today. So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
Well, tyre management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves.
So there you go, a pretty shocking race for us down in P12. Luckily, I guess for us, for the championship fight, Lewis had a DNF as well, so no points for him, as he did actually his best lap was a second faster than mine, so definitely off the pace, definitely didn't get the setup right for that race. But of course, the driver standing stayed the same, 24 points ahead of Lewis, with Max in P3 now. In the Constructors, Red Bull have kind of closed up to us. AlphaTauri dropped down a bit after an okay race. Daniel Kvyat did come in P3, so still good for him. But I guess that is going to be it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.